Welcome to the AI Ireland podcast, your window into the world of AI innovation on the island of Ireland. Join us as we explore how AI is harnessed to tackle both business and societal challenges, revealing the cutting-edge solutions emerging from this vibrant AI community. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and insights in the world of AI. Hello everyone, it is Mark Kelly here. I hope you're doing really well. You're listening to the AI Ireland podcast, and I am speaking to Shmulik Barel, and he is VP of Product Engineering at a company called Workhuman. It's a pretty exciting company in the world of Ireland because it's probably one of our most leading successful companies of recent times, and it's is based in Ireland and also in the US. So we're really absolutely delighted to have Shmulik talking about technology and AI and how the company is able to leverage it to have a better employee experience. Shmulik, thank you very much for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, and thank you for having me here.
So before we jump into Workhuman and some of the interesting applications of AI and how you've been helping employees and employers using the technology as an enabler, tell me a little bit about your background and experience, because you've wore a lot of different hats. And that's given you, I believe, probably a unique perspective when you're working with companies from different types of sizes.
So I started my career as an engineer, software engineering, and then I climbed, the ladder on engineering position, moved towards product, then operations, and for the last 3 years before joining Workhuman, I was a CEO for a mobile startup. I had the opportunity to work in both large enterprises, small startups, B2C, B2B, B2B2C, whatever you name it, I probably have some experience on that. So I think coming into Workhuman with my background actually helped and shape, the company and the department towards, the AI era, which I guess we're probably gonna discuss in a few minutes, both on the kind of technological stuff, but also on the business lens, right? So how do you do it the right way? How do you make sure that it actually drive value for the business? So yeah, that was the opportunity, and I was really happy, to join the company.
I think it's wonderful to have both sides, because from working in large enterprise and then being involved in startups myself, you kind of can look and envy on whatever side of the fence, right? So I think having that kind of balance then of coming into a company and kind of go, well, I know your pain actually, and I can also kind of talk back to what it's like working maybe with a little bit more agility, but maybe you don't have that scale where you actually see that applications done too. Just in terms of Workhuman, an elevator pitch for people that don't necessarily know it or aren't actually using it, and boy, you've got a lot of customers who are using it. Why do they use the product platform? What services do they get, and what's the impact?
Yeah, so Workhuman developed a social recognition platform for enterprises, which actually allow to drive the company culture and the company values, I would say, on a daily basis, which I think this is actually very exciting, because we're talking about recognizing and nominating our peers, our employees, our leaders, and towards the values that we really care about within our company, to the culture that we want to drive, and the fact that it's being done on an ongoing basis. It's not once in a year, like a performance review process, which probably all of us are aware of this kind of processes. Really gives it the momentum and the inertia to drive a change. And this is, I think, what all our customers are finding as fascinating in their ability, to drive the culture, to drive the change that they would like to drive within the company with our kind of a platform.
It's funny because when you're not recognized for performance, or where you're kind of going that extra mile, it can start to kind of get on you. And sometimes you want that from your manager, you kind of want that expectation. However, in reality, it's your colleagues who you're working with day to day. When they're noticing, well, Mark went the extra mile here, or you really turned that around. That was a very difficult situation. That's where the kind of self-esteem boost comes, where you're actually going, you know what? I'm not managing you. I don't necessarily get anything from this, but I want to recognize that was a really big thing that you did. And then all these small changes can start to kind of help improve morale and culture, because you want to be recognized for the work that you're doing, from a situation that maybe wouldn't be recognized normally. So that's a wonderful application of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is why we don't call it recognition platform, but actually like social recognition platform, right? And this is like what we're really focusing on, how you can get recognized by your colleagues, by your peers, and also obviously by your leaders or by your employees if you are a manager, right? By your direct reports. So this is like the social kind of thing around recognition that we are giving and sharing with our customers.
And then you get points, and then as you're gaining more points, you've got the opportunity then to use these points.
Yeah, absolutely. So the company also has like the other side of our product portfolio is an impressive e-commerce platform, which allows the employees, the humans that actually were recognized, to use their points to buy whatever they want on our platform. We have thousands and thousands of products all over the world. And this is like, I would say, the material part of the recognition, right? But we're really focusing on driving the recognition, driving the values, driving the culture change through the platform, through the recognition moments themselves.
So you've got all these different types of data points, which is fascinating to see how different organizations function at any one time. So for management and people, looking to try to spot trends and insights from their employees and kind of high performers, tell me a little bit how you're using the data to enable better behaviors, but also insights for executives and business manager or leaders to be able to do more.
You said it right. Like the fact that we actually have a very unique and I would say largely big amount of data points, which we collect, on an ongoing basis, actually allows us to share some interesting insights and call to actions with the leaders, with the humans within the companies themselves. And the fact that we're not based on I would say like a yearly process, one-time process, you go into some form, you fill whatever you did, and you get some feedback, that actually takes our data to a different level of the level of insights that you can get out of it. So for example, we have our Workhuman IQ product, which is actually, and again, we'll get to the AI stuff of that in a second, but actually allows us to share with the leaders, with the employees, very interesting insights about, for example, what have been recognized for, how close they are to the values, to the principles that the company tries to, drive, how they are being recognized by their peers, right? So they can, for example, see their connection strengths with others and say, okay, I might need to I'm working now in engineering. I was recognized by, I don't know, someone from product, but I haven't been recognized for a while, but someone from, I don't know, the customer excellence team, right? So I want to build, more trust and more, I would say, work on this kind of relation. So all this kind of insights actually allows us to really see where we are in terms of, our organizational development and our team development, our personal development, and then take the next actions that we would like to follow. Now with the AI, that got into our life, it makes it much simpler. So, from going into an amazing platform with an impressive, I would say dashboard, which is full on insights. Now imagine that you have like an HR business partner that's standing next to you, and everyone within the company can ask now this, partner, okay, so what do I need to do here, right? Or what do you recommend for me to do based on the insights that we've gathered? And I think this is like really, really exciting for all the levels actually within the company. It's not only the leaders, it's not only the executive leaders, it's also, I would say more junior leaders, the employees themselves, all level, of employees within the company.
Because you've got so much rich insights of data. So, I've been on the side of a manager, I've been on the side of the employee. I know the merry-go-round that goes within that, and you're trying to recall certain incidents, and then if you've got a large team, that can be very, very challenging to do that, and you want to pinpoint what you've talked about previously and build on that. But if you've got all those different types of insights, that's really, really enabling you for that next best action in terms of how you approach the conversation or how you can take it forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Imagine like you are a team leader and now you got not recognized for a while. So you can start asking yourself, why is that? And you can, maybe see that they are less engaged, maybe they're not the right fit for their existing role. They're working on a project, that that's not on the best of their interest. Many reasons, right? But the fact that you've managed to get this kind of insight, and again with the AI actually ask the platform, okay, so what do you recommend for me to do? What is the next step I need to be taking here? That's super valuable for leaders. Again, I have over 20 years of experience in, as we mentioned, like in different types of companies. Leadership was always a challenge, right? And will always be a challenge. And the fact that not everyone get to have their kind of AI assistant, AI or HR assistant, sorry, or I would say HR business partner, right, just next to them. For me, this is like a really, really excitement opportunity for leaders, to just take their leadership skills to the next level.
Yeah, and it's, when you think about organizations now, they want to stay relevant. They want to look at insights. They want to help people, give them the tools to make better decisions, right? Also be making better decisions in the moment. So from anyone maybe concerned from a data perspective about how it's managed, the anonymization, how do you kind of work through that it's, there's no breaches and it's kind of human-centric by design?
Yeah, so obviously, I guess that everyone knows that there is the EU AI Act, which is actually kind of, regulation that we put around, AI to make sure, that the data we use is not biased, that it's well protected, anonymized, and stuff like that. So we're taking it very seriously within Workhuman. We've established an AI ethics council, which actually build all the safeguards and practices and policies to make sure that the data is secured, that the data is not biased, that we are anonymizing any data which we can gather from our platform, so that in one hand we will be able to provide the value and the promise around our platform and our product, and on the other hand to really protect our customers data. We're talking about very sensitive data, so we're really taking it like to the next level in terms of making sure that we are first of all following the AI Act, and obviously securing and protecting every piece of data that we have in our platform.
Yeah, because I think everyone can appreciate the insights and getting better recommendations, better helping for different decision making, but you never want your data to be infringed upon, or you're always kind of conscious of that. So I love the idea of that council coming together, setting those foundations and building blocks and moving forward, rather than it's just a end part and they were like, okay, we need to rush this in, let's just look at what we need to do, and because that's never going to scale. And kind of, as you said, adhering to the act and putting your best foot forward within there. So there's so many opportunities for the right actions and recommendations, and you're getting the different organizations together. Is there any trends that you're noticing, or any other roadmap that you're looking towards, moving towards? Because again, this is such a burning platform.
The AI is both an opportunity and challenge for the companies themselves, right? So if we will try to envision how company will operate in 3 years from now, I use a term, I call it like hybrid work. Hybrid in the sense that it's not like, from the COVID era when we're working part-time from home, part-time from the office, but actually you can probably imagine that in a few years from now, we will have companies that will have humans, but would also have like avatars or agents, AI agents that are working hand in hand with the humans, right? And now I'm as a leader, I need to lead both, humans and agents. What does it mean? Like, how do we get prepared for this kind, of this revolution, right? And that's gonna have like a massive effect on and impact on each one of the companies. So one of the things, for example, we are really starting to see is that more and more companies are asking themselves, what does it mean for us, right? And some kind of projects that are being going on, whether that's projects around innovation, about processes, frameworks, right, to be able to kind of make your way through the AI revolution. So that's a very, very big trend that we now can see. Obviously, the kind of um, again shifts in companies' way of working post the COVID era, right? So companies are looking for the kind of get the right tipping point or the right balance point of how to operate. So these are kinds of I would say challenges that we are or trends that we are now seeing. And obviously, there is always kind of the leadership questions. How do I continue to grow my team, my company, myself as a leader, right? What is the next step for me as a leader? Very interesting.
Yeah, because you've got the organization that's now going to be reimagined because with people using technology such as AI, their role starts to change because they're doing more with less, either becoming more efficient, getting closer to the customer, they're feeling more enabled. So then the job description changes, right? So then you've got people who are using AI and technology who are going to start getting promoted, and then people who may choose to be a little bit slower on the journey. And then what happens to them? So there's this really open, honest conversation that has to happen to say, well, we're using this technology for good. We see the benefits of it. Yes, we're very conscious of some of the challenges or downsides that could be seen with it initially, but then having that conversation to go, actually, well, this agent is going to help you do this type of work. You're going to focus closer to the customer in this regard. We've got a project manager that can take this task. That's an AI avatar. We see these products that are out there. So it starts to become a hodgepodge. And for people listening in, they're thinking, well, maybe this will happen, maybe this will not happen next 6-12 months. This time next year, I expect more and more people to be in this journey and actually having these conversations and feeling like people are joining the cause. So either it's got to be a Microsoft Teams Copilot taking the notes or recording it and then summarizing with key actions. And then it could be your justification for certain trends or where you're going to move. So it's very, very quickly going to become the new norm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can give you an example on ourselves. So not only we're building this innovative AI product for our customers, we've also asked ourselves, okay, we want to be the leaders in moving towards the AI era. So even within, Workhuman product engineering department, we have lately released like GitHub Copilots to all of our hundreds of engineers here in Dublin and also in other places around the world. And then we started to ask ourselves, okay, so what does it mean to be a software engineer in the era of the AI? And what does it mean for us through this journey, right? So the role of a software engineer today won't be the same in 3 months' time, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and 5 years, obviously. So it's not only that you are looking on the end game and asking yourself what would be the end game. You actually, as a leader, need to consider the journey, right? And you need it's not like I would say a single change for the department. This is like a series of small changes that you need to go through until you will get to your end goal. So we've been actually trying our products on ourselves, obviously, and we are using our products to make sure that people are recognized for the right things, that we manage to capture what are the skills and what are the kind of recognitions that are going on within the department to ensure we are on the right track, to make sure that if we want to make AI our focus area now, that this is actually the kind of discussion around the room, right? So yeah, it's very interesting. I think it's going to be, again, very challenging for leaders and for employees themselves.
I love that design thinking though, because you're walking in those shoes. Because if we go to the engineer, that engineer is going to have AI writing the code for it. Yes, they're the human in the loop overseeing the code, but like so much is going to have that, AI agent doing that work, right? So we've seen large companies already showing the benefits of doing that from a monetary perspective, but also from a time perspective. So really you can talk with empathy with your customers when you can explain the journey and the value and some of the ROI that's actually going to start to come from that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so this is again a massive change. You need to track business KPIs, but you also need to be very minded to the fact that it's going to change the way that we all work. Again, from the CEO level all the way, to the engineers and to the employees.
Yeah.
Companies are going to operate totally different in few years' time, and we need to embrace that, right?
Yeah, I think it's a great point because we all have the ab crunch machine in the background, or we all have these kind of runners that are going to make us faster. But unless we actually change our behavior to start to trial these out and go on that journey from a change agent perspective, that catalyst has to be there, that it's ongoing with a roadmap, rather than we've got the tool, don't really get the most out of them, and then it just kind of stops dead, right? And we've all had those experiences, particularly in the world of tech. So it's a kind of start small, get those pilots out, celebrate the wins, and then go on those journey as well. And it's not straightforward. But again, when you start to see those wins, people usually put up their sleeves and go, well, actually, you know what? This is helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shmulik Barel, VP of Product Engineering at Workhuman, thank you so much for joining us on the AI Ireland podcast today.
Thank you so much, Mark, for having me here.
On the 26th of November, join us for the 6th Annual AI Awards at the Marco Hotel in Dublin. This year's event promises to be our largest and most impressive yet, with over 300 community members in attendance and over 48 applications of AI in action. This truly is an incredible world-class event, and we are inviting you to this event. Experience the excitement live, because we're going to be capturing this with a world-class film crew, and it's going to be streamed online. However, if you want to join us in person, book your table now, because opportunities are limited. If you're interested in sponsoring this year's awards, please contact me at Mark@AI Awards for more information and see the best in class of AI applications on the island of Ireland.